Welcome to Fostering Blooms, the podcast where we dig deep into gardening and all the ways it can enrich your home and life.
Together, we'll explore every aspect of gardening the organic way, keeping it simple, accessible, and fun.
Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just getting your hands in the dirt, we're here to share the tips and insights you need to grow something truly special. I'm Shannon Foster Boleen.
And I'm Caitlin Blum, and we're two friends on a mission to cultivate beauty, creativity, and connection through everything we grow.
This is Fostering Blooms.
Since we're out there getting so dirty, we decided we had to learn how to make some soap.
That's right, so we could clean our dirty hands off from digging in the dirt.
Yes. I am so excited to talk about this today. And honestly, I think that Caitlin's the hero in this story because she had the critical ingredient for what we decided to do.
I just egged us on. I know we've talked about this before on other episodes, but Shannon, you're sick and you started making your Christmas gift list for all the homemade stuff we were going to make. And you're like, what do you think about soap, making goat soap? And I was like, oh yeah, we can do that. No problem. Started storing milk and in October, I was like, we need to get on making our soap so we can cure for our gifts. And that's what we did. We made some fucking soap.
We did.
We made some fucking goat milk soap.
We did. And I'm telling you, she said, yeah, we can do that. And I was like, okay. And I believed her. I just believed her. I was like, of course we can do it. So a couple days before we were going to actually do it, actually probably the day before, I was like, I probably should actually read like
what we're doing. Like, what are we doing?
Right. Basically, we both decided on a scent that we wanted to create. And she was sending me a list of like, you have to buy these supplies. This is the quantity that we need. I'm buying these, you buy these. So I just did my job and went and bought my things. But I never read about the process.
You're such a good listener.
At all.
When I tell you to do anything, you're like, okay, yeah, whatever you say.
Yeah, like, okay, I'll go do it. I just believe you. I'm like, okay.
You really trust me.
I do really trust you. I do. But, you know, you never said in this process, like, hey, trust me, don't read anything about it. I mean, you weren't like directing me not to know what to expect.
I want you to go into this blind.
Right. No. I mean, I just was like, oh, I thought, well, I probably need to figure out what is going to actually happen so I know what the hell I'm doing.
But it's so funny because I'm a very like, oh yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll just read the directions. And you're like, we should really know what we're doing. Like, I really
need a plan. I need a plan. I need to have a little pregame situation.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
Right.
We'll figure it out along the way.
Which is good. It's a good balance.
It is. It is.
You got to have both. You got to have both.
It is. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, you said goat milk soap and I said, yep, we're doing it. And then I bought all the stuff within like 2 days. I was like, here, I got all the stuff. We'll do this.
Oh my God, gentle listener, if you have never tried goat milk soap, you don't understand why it's so important that we did this because I have the driest skin. It's so bad. It's like you hit postmenopause and all the hormones go away and all the dry skin happens. Like, it's the truth. Kate doesn't know about this yet, but one day she will. Anyways, the goat milk soap, I used some for the first time when Beth and I went to Canada. I bought some and I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. And it was just like, yeah, I want this. So I bought the supplies and I was super excited about it. And then we were supposed to do it and we had to change our plans and push it back a week. Told Kate later, I was like, I was really grateful for that because then I went and studied about what I was actually going to do.
We were going to come over like, how do we do this? And I was going to be like, I don't know. Let's just what Chad Kath said and we'll just follow her guidance.
And I do trust that Chat is right. Most of the time she's right on stuff like that anyways. But I did end up watching on YouTube this woman, she calls herself the Soap Queen, and she has a business, brambleberry.com, and they actually do have a lot of great soap making stuff. And she's super knowledgeable. Her videos that I watched, it was kind of cool actually because I think the videos, like the very basic tutorials on what to expect are probably from like literally 2006. Wow. I mean, 2008, 10, 12, somewhere in there early in YouTube. And she's still going. And I'm like, props to you, Queen, because she's built an entire business.
Good
and
for her.
I know, I think it's amazing. But the videos were really informative for me. I needed
Yes.
that to feel just like secure in what was going to happen. And so we basically decided to split jobs.
Yeah, we did. We got our list of stuff. I did use ChatGPT to help develop our lists of oils we needed, and we've just been buying them over the past few months. And I milked one of my goats, Millie, milked her, and I used ice cube trays and would milk her and then put the milk in the ice cube trays and freeze them, because that's how we needed them to be for making our soap. So it was really nice being able to freeze them and to be available for use whenever we were ready to make our stuff. I actually had saved a lot more
Oh, yeah.
than we actually needed.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to say more than we needed because now we're addicted to it. And so more than we planned on, maybe.
We can continue to make soap between now and spring when one of them are ready to milk again.
I know. And I'm actually really excited about it. So before we go on, like, how much do you think we spent on supplies? Do you know what you spent?
That first haul, I got 2 silicone soap molds. I got a silicone box mold so we could do the square bars, and then another one that was round bars. And then shea butter, castor oil.
Your essential oils, right? Or did I get those?
You got the essential oil woods.
Just give me a round up. I was going to say, I think I was around 60 to 70. So let's just round it up, okay? From 120 to, let's say, $150.
Okay.
And I honestly think that's a little bit high.
And then the goat milk is free.
Except for your labor and time and effort of keeping these animals alive. But yes, the goat milk was free to you. So let's just keep that in the back of our head that we think we spent around $125 to $150.
Okay.
Okay, so we decided to use ChatGPT to do the recipes because essentially I wanted to recreate a scent from a company called Nopalera, which I highly recommend, and I do love their soap. I actually switched from like body gels to soap because of dryness, because it's better for your skin to use a soap bar. And their stuff is really amazing. It's made in the Southwest. It's a great company. It's amazing. But 2 4-ounce soap bars is $24. One, I think it's an 8 ounce is like 15 maybe. And I was paying like 13, 15 bucks for a bar of soap after tax. And it would last me maybe a month if Beth wasn't using it.
Oh, wow.
So it goes really fast. So I just want to keep that in mind. We decided, since we had different scents we wanted to make, we would use ChatGPT to help us with that. And then we did use the online calculator for the lye concentration multiple times to double check.
And she did really well. I feel like
Chat was right.
she was right. Although she said in her references too, make sure you check all your oils and do a lye calculator.
Yeah.
And so we did it in the lye calculator to check what she had calculated. And yeah, she was right.
Yeah.
So we went with what she had come up with. And we used a variety of oils, and you can use all one oil. We wanted to do a combination to get the best benefit for the moisture on our skin and stuff. So I'll go in order from the largest amount of oil used in the recipe to the smallest. Hopefully I can remember this.
Yeah.
Coconut oil, olive oil, sweet almond oil, shea butter, safflower oil.
Do we use any other butters other than shea butter? Because a butter is considered different than an oil.
You're right. So no, we just used the shea butter and the coconut oil. So we did a variety of all of those, and you don't have to use that many oils. We just kind of got crazy.
Well, we wanted to try it. And I think that's kind of one of the things that's going to be cool, is that we can try to manipulate the oils if we want to and try different things. But basically, Kate came over to my house, and one thing I did learn from my little videos, Soap Queen videos, is there's kind of 2 main jobs you end up doing, right? Mm-hmm. Which is, you've got the creation of taking the lye and putting it into the goat milk, and then heating the oils and the butters and bringing the oils up to a certain temperature. The other thing that's super important is that you have your workspace covered where you are for the lye area in particular, although we did cover the counters with brown paper for the soap making section as well, which was just helpful so it didn't get on the counters.
Yeah, it was less cleanup.
Yep. But you have to have a really ventilated area for the lye. So when Kate first got here, we really sat down and kind of calculated everything out again and made sure we had everything right and said, okay, who's going to do what. So she did oils and butters and I did the lye. It is fun to do with a friend or family member if you have someone who's interested in doing it, because then you have two people doing something at the same time and then you can kind of put it together.
It worked out well. So going back even further, the supplies that we use. We got stainless steel mixing spoons, a spatula, an immersion blender, and bowls that we're using just for soap making. We got this stuff the first time we made it, but we can continue to use this stuff. So we're not using our food.
You definitely can't use your food stuff.
For, yeah.
And we thrifted.
Yes.
Or got it at the dollar store. Pretty much
Yes.
every single thing except for the immersion blender.
Yeah, we did. We looked for an immersion blender, but we wanted one that we knew was going to work.
Yeah.
So we did buy that. But yeah, the rest of it was thrifted, which was a great way to reduce, reuse, and recycle. And now we'll reuse all of these supplies as we continue to make our once a month soap club.
Yeah, that's right. Once a month soap club. I love it. I feel like it is a fun thing to do, especially this time of year. And that's part of the reason I feel like this episode is really timely, is that this time of year when it's colder inside and you're moving your work outside, inside slowly by the end of the month. I know that you're into the holiday season, which is busy and crazy, and maybe soap making is not something you want to take on between now and the holidays, but in January and February, it's a great time to do something like this. You can kind of like stock up on grocery sales when they're having things. Trader Joe's is where I got the olive oil, and I got really good price, those big, huge jugs of it. So yeah, you just kind of look around and find good deals on your stuff.
And save up. We wanted to make this batch of soap, this first batch that we made. I said, Shannon, we have by mid-October because this stuff has to cure, so it's ready to go in our Christmas basket. This was a priority to get this done, and now we continue to make more. But tell us about the lye process. So we had our ice cubes of goat milk.
Yeah, I know. I was really anxious about that because
you were worried.
I really was.
This lye stuff is going to be dangerous. It is, but it turned out not to be as scary as we thought it was going to be.
I don't know what happened. It's like I became like, is there a character like Safety Joe or somebody? I don't know. Like
you were
stranger danger, like the whole thing. I was just like, oh my God, we have to wear long sleeves, which you do. And I honestly, you really do need to take it seriously because it can be really harmful. It can burn you and it can really injure you. So you do want to wear long sleeves. You can wear rubber gloves. You don't have to wear the dishwashing kind. You can just get the latex gloves. And they do recommend safety goggles. And I would encourage that because if it gets in your eye, and I did have a splash one time. So you do want to be careful. No kids or pets in the area that you're working, and you want to have it well ventilated. So I was in my laundry room where I have a sink, had the window open, and I had a fan blowing. And the other thing about it is that you really want to keep it cool because what happens is you're adding the lye into the substance, which was the goat milk. And the lye is actually heating it up, which is, chemistry, but also crazy chemistry. And what we did is we used a bucket, like a Lowe's bucket, 5-gallon bucket, and put ice in it. And then I put my container that was holding the goat milk, which was like a glass pitcher. And I'm not going to use that again because the top was too small. If you can find, it's like an anchor hocking measuring cup or a bowl that has a lip on it so you can pour it easily. But basically you're putting that in the ice bath and then you're putting the goat milk ice cubes in per the weight of your recipe. And then you put the lye in. And I'm talking like a tablespoon at a time, like a little bit at a time. And then you're just stirring it and stirring it. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes for it to dissolve and do what it needs to do. So this is not like a process that you rush. I actually am really proud of us because I didn't scorch the milk. And that's one of the reasons you do it slowly. And when we created our bars, they didn't do what's called gelling, which is when they're too hot. So I feel like we did really well with that. And that's a combination of both the lye process and then the heating of the oils, which you can speak to.
Yeah, I'm really glad, like you said, that we were able to do it together. If you did this by yourself, I would think that you would need to heat your oils first and have that sitting there while you did your lye.
Maybe, but one thing we learned about, because we weren't quite ready with the oils when I got done the first time, is that the lye can sit there for like up to an hour. You have to stir it occasionally.
That's right, if it's kept on ice.
Yes, if it's kept on ice. So yeah, if you were doing it by yourself, I think I may do the lye first and then move to the oils. But the oils, you had to get them up to 90 degrees, is that right? Or 100?
It was 110.
110, and then it had to come back down.
Yes, and it had to come back down. So added all the oils.
Did you do the butters first?
Something to learn is when I did the first batch, I did the oils first and then I added the butter in there, and that was wrong. I should have done the butters first. The shea butter took the longest to melt. So melting the shea butter and the coconut oil together first, and then you can add your oils in because they don't have to melt. And then we just waited for it to cool down.
Right. Which it only had to cool to like,
I think it was 90.
90, I feel like.
I know. We don't have our recipe in front of us. Sorry.
Yeah. And I would recommend, and I'm looking for this, I'm going to get a candy thermometer. So you have a candy thermometer for your oils, which you can use one that you already are using. That's the only thing that you could reuse again because it's just oil.
Yes.
And then a candy thermometer for your lye bath because you also are supposed to take the temperature on that to make sure it's not getting too hot as well. So that is a supply item. Honestly, if you went into ChatGPT and just said, this is how much goat milk I have, this is what I want to do, it'll give you a list of all the supplies.
Yeah.
I would say follow that list. So yeah, you've got the oils melted.
The oils melted, and then we added the lye and goat milk solution into the oils and did the immersion blender, and
It was crazy.
it was so cool.
It was really cool.
It started like a kind of a liquidy pudding, and then how long do you think we immersion blended for?
I think it was probably a good 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It said in the video I watched that it should only be about a minute, but what you're doing is you're creating what's called trace. And some bars you want thin trace, which is harder to get. And these bars we wanted a thicker cake batter level trace where when she pulled out the immersion blender, you could kind of see the drop on the top, like you could form a line. So I think it took a little bit longer. I think it took about 2 to 3 minutes for that.
We were at a light trace. It did blended really, really well. You're like, this is supposed to be really hard to get, and we had a light trace. Do you know why you'd want a light trace as opposed to like a...
I think it's the kind of bar that you're making, but I didn't get that deep into the Soap Queen, but I probably will actually watch more of those videos because we didn't do any color. So we just added our essential oils. Yeah, so we do want to do a little bit of color, and there's different ways you can like cut bars or shape things or whatever. There's so much to learn. So I know I'll watch a little bit more, but basically I don't know why the light trace is harder, but apparently it is.
We'll find out, and we'll let you all know. Yeah.
And then we added the essential oils. I will give you this caution. So the lavender smelled amazing and it was great. But when we ended up doing my bar, which had a combination of lemongrass and mei-ching, that lemongrass was so strong. And I ended up that night and the next day kind of sick from the essential oils, I think. I had like nausea and a really bad headache. The scent was just really overwhelming. Like my kitchen still smelled like lemongrass the next day. I will say that next time we'll be bringing the fan into the kitchen when we do that. I'm going to wear a mask too for the essential oil. Just be more aware because you just don't think of it, but you're using a much larger amount than you usually would ever put on something.
Yeah, I mean, you use like, maybe 6 to 7 drops if you put it in a diffuser or something.
Right.
But we were doing like
a lot more than that.
A teaspoon or a tablespoon of some of this.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. But yeah, we added our lavender and we added lavender buds, and we did a 1/4 cup of blitzed rolled oats. So we did like a lavender rolled oat bar and put that in and blended a little bit more and then added it to our molds.
And you used the big square mold, which is like a silicone mold that sits in a bamboo wooden box. So it's a rectangle. I poured and she held the mold to the side and we kind of tapped it on the counter to get it to settle in. And then we put the lavender buds on the top and I was like, oh, we could have put the lavender buds on the bottom too.
Yeah.
So you basically pour it in, and I think it helps have 2 people. You pour it in and then essentially you just cover it with plastic and then you let it sit for 24 to 48 hours, right?
Yeah, and it got hot. It was wild. It was like, oh my God, this is hot. You can feel it. Yeah, we let them sit 48 hours. The kit that I got had the bamboo tray. You put it in and then the cutters. So we use like a wavy cutter and cut the bars and then
They look great.
They
smell
turned out
great.
we did
Yeah,
really good.
they did really good.
For never doing it before and not knowing what we're doing.
I know. And honestly, I like the natural color on the lavender one a lot.
too.
I think it's really pretty.
It's lighter
Yeah.
than yours, and I wonder if it was because of the lemongrass oil,
Making mine
made it a little
lemony.
bit more, that kind of a
Yellowy.
yellow.
Yeah. And it's funny because the goat milk on mine, when we poured it in, it was white. Like it didn't get
Yeah.
scorched at all. If you scorch it, it'll get yellowy, and it didn't. And then with mine, we used the round silicone molds, and we were having a hard time getting those in. And so we ended up with some piping bags that I used for icing. So we piped it in. And I will tell you the downside to that is that it didn't get all the way into the mold, and it kind of left little ridges and pockets where it didn't get all the way in. And we came up a little short in terms of the quantity. We underestimated on that particular mold. We could have done a total of 24 and we had 19. So they're still curing. I think the scent is still a little strong, but I feel like it's going to soften into itself.
I think so. I think as they cure, they're just sitting there, giving off their aromas.
Yeah.
And I think it'll lose some of it.
Yeah. And you store it, speaking of giving off their aromas, you're supposed to store it somewhere where they still get some airflow, but that it's still dark to cure. So I put mine downstairs in our daughter's bedroom. And when I went down to get them today, I was like, oh my God, it smells so good down her. And it didn't smell
Down
overwhelming.
her.
Down her. I don't know what that was.
I like
Down
that.
her.
It sounds really good down her.
It's my Florida girl coming out. Oh my God.
My closet, I have it in the closet in my office. The door's open, and I think it gets enough airflow in there. They've been doing fine. And it smells really good in my closet.
If you need to go to sleep, you just need to get in your closet. It can smell like lavender. You be sleeping in
Put
the
me to
closet.
sleep. Yes, 4 to 6 weeks. So by mid-December, they'll be
Ready.
cured, and we can put them in their little packages and put them in our little gifts.
We haven't even talked about packages.
I know.
So we had to figure that out. I didn't even think about packages. I think I'm going to put mine, since they're round. I mean, any of them, we could put them in little muslin bags. I have a bunch of those little muslin
perfect,
bags
yeah.
with a little tie.
The set that I got, it came with plastic bags. So, I mean, we don't have to use
I'd
those.
rather do a muslin bag. That's
Yeah.
really cute.
For the ones that we keep or when we make more, it might be nice to put them in the plastic to store.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll keep their scents in.
Yeah.
Aesthetically, it's not as nice, but like for ones that we keep and it's, I think that'll
Yeah.
help keep them a little bit
Yeah.
fresher.
Fresh.
Yeah.
I'm keeping the fugly ones that came out with like more little divots.
Kind of like them. They're cool.
So I want to go back to the cost factor
Okay, yeah.
because we ended up with, how many bars did we end up? You calculated it earlier.
19 plus 20, so about 39.
And how many ounces are each of those bars? Do we know? I think they're at least 4 ounces.
I was just say 4 ounces.
Okay.
Go with that.
I just said that a Nobelera 2-pack of 4-ounce bars is $22. That does not include tax, and that does not include shipping. So let's go with $28. And I told you I was paying $13 a bar in the store. So just for the sake of like, you're going to have to pay tax wherever you live, we're going to say $14 a bar. Now, the other side of this is that you could probably go buy a goat soap bar somewhere else for like maybe $6 or $7.
$6 or $7.
So let's go with the Nobelera price. That would be $546. Or if you were doing it for $7 a bar, that would be $273.
Hey, that's insane. So for what we made in this batch, you would purchase that for $200 to $500. We spent max $150. We made maybe 1/8 of the amount of
Milk.
soap we can actually make. We have so much milk left over.
Oh, you know what? We didn't include the cost of supplies in our total that we did, but I would say even with the cost of our bowls and our other supplies, we absolutely did not exceed $200.
No, absolutely not.
I would say maybe 175. We had 54 ounces of goat milk is what we started with, and we used, I think, just shy of 15.
Yeah, yep. Oh my gosh. So we'll be able to make, it's like,
Another 100 bars, basically.
yeah, which is, oh my gosh, like $1 a bar.
And-
Wow.
And the thing too, I feel that's cool about stuff like this, there's two things that I love. Number one is It's actually really fun to do with your friend.
Yeah.
It's a really fun way to spend time together. You're interacting. You're not just watching TV or just looking at our phones or whatever we all get sucked into doing, because we all do that. I think that's really cool. And the other thing is that it's this whole idea of being able to kind of like, we have ways of taking care of ourselves. Like we don't have to always rely on the rest of the world to provide things for us, which isn't bad. I mean, I'm really grateful the rest of the world provides things for me, like a car and a nice meal out and, clothes.
Plenty of things.
I'm very grateful for
a
that.
lot of stuff.
But I'm also really grateful that I'm able to like grow and cook my own food. And now I know how to make soap, and I'm making a hand salve, and I want to learn how to make lotion and stuff like that. I think it's a really fun and it's empowering. And this is definitely something that if you wanted to do this with a child, I would say they probably need to be at a minimum 10 years old.
Yeah.
But you could totally do this, especially if you had a couple adults and you had like a party or something and you wanted to have the kids like pour this. Because once the lye is mixed in and blended, it's essentially soap. The pH is still high and kids don't need to be slathering all over their head, but you could do something like that as an activity
it's
too.
It's a really fun craft, yeah. And I think it's so cool. So Millie is the goat that I milked for this. And looking at her, it's like, wow, I milked you and we made these bars of soap that we're going to wash our bodies with. It's
really cool.
It's crazy. And I think people are really, at least they should be really excited to get this from us. Homemade goat soap.
Mm-hmm. They
just
should
really
be.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it was fun. And I mean, God, we're saving a lot of money.
I know.
That's not even why we started it, but like what a cool benefit.
Like when I first started buying those Noble Air soaps, I didn't even really think much about it because, gel stuff is so expensive for the good stuff. And now I'm like, man, I don't want to spend $15 on that. I need to buy a plant.
That's great. I need to buy a plant.
Come on. That's almost a hellebore.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, it is. The 3 bars.
That's
your
right.
one order is
one David
rose.
Austin.
Well,
Ooh.
now you can.
I know. Yay. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little soap episode. I guess we can't say we're going to go get dirty because we're actually going to go get clean.
We're going to go scrub our body clean.
That's right. But we're still going to...
We're going to go grow, baby. The dahlias are fading, the pumpkins are plotting, and we're definitely procrastinating on that garden cleanup. If this episode made you smile or feel a little bit more ready for fall, then tap those 5 stars. It helps our garden loving crew grow more. Now grab your cozy overalls and let's go grow, baby.